I waited for officials, alright? I waited. But then I went to the website that has the officials. Like, I need to make an account. And I will do that. But I need to record right now. So give me one more week. I promise I'll do officials soon. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do mean to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Say another fun fact. Yeah, once again, I'm sorry. I don't have the officials. Normally, they are out. And I'm not sure. On the K Manga website, it was giving me a lot of trouble trying to make an account. Trust me, if it was just like put my email in, bada bing, bada boom, make an account. But like, it literally just wasn't letting me. And I do need to record like right now, so I waited 2 days. Like, I don't know what else you want from me. But with that being the case, we have Ragnarok translations. I know there are mistranslated things in these. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to wait for officials. I know officials are the best way to support the original manga creator. But also, you know, like in the interest of reviewing on time, every single day, I don't post a review. I do be forgetting. That's why I'm behind on Dan. And well, I highly doubt I'll forget Blue Lock. These things happen. But regardless, I'll try to wait for officials next time. But also, you know what time it is. You know we gotta pre-shot, you know. It's peak every week, even if it is a teeny tiny bit mistranslated. But with that being the case, speak of him and he shall appear. Buddhasata has kind of been, dare I say, the core of Nagi Copium, if you will. Like, he's kind of been like the entire basis of Nagi Copium as of recent, with his volume cover coming out and Nagi Versatility being on his chain of the volume cover. A lot of people were hoping he would reappear and sort of like pluck Nagi out from the ashes and throw him back into the main narrative. And obviously, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a video talking about episode Nagi ending. It's ending in August, or at least the final volume is dropping in August. So like, it's wrapping up. That could mean one of two things. That could either mean Nagi's just done, and now that he's done in the main narrative, kind of shows something like, I'm not writing him in the side manga no more. We've already covered enough of him in the new Ignis League, and there isn't enough content for the U20 to recover, so we're just going to wrap it up in third selection and call it that. And, or, well, Nagi could be locked off, or that could be a signifier that he's going to rejoin the main narrative. As in, episode 9 wouldn't really make much sense, because now the main structure of Blue Lock, which is the split, divergent paths that facilitated episode Nagi as a viable thing to cover and create, doesn't exist anymore. Because we're going to be in the U20 World Cup arc. And notably, you could argue maybe episode 9 you could skip all that and go to the club arc that's after the U20 World Cup. But like, I don't know, I think it'd be kind of weird. I don't think we would do that. And there still is a possibility. Like, once again, we just don't know what's up with Nagi and his potential future, whether or not he's going to take a deal to play with another team. There's a bunch of stuff up in the air right now. But with episode Nagi ending, this big round Tanuki felt he's kind of in the basis for all Nagi Copium. And once again, I'm more so okay, as much as I would be fine with Nagi coming back, I'm much more okay with him actually being banished. My thoughts have been changed after reading the comments on my Nagi return video, but like at the same time, you wouldn't exactly see me shedding tears if that man was permanently banished. But here's the Cope himself, so let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into chapter 303 of Blue Lock, which is known as, Blue Lock Japan. Blue Lock TV, 150 million subscribers. That's actually pretty impressive. Like, I mean, I'm not even sure what the most highest, because it's a streaming service. Now I think about it, though, is it over? Like, now the new Ignis League is done, like, what's going to be streaming? I actually don't know. Is like Blue Lock TV, was it just that limited time event? Is it done? I have no idea. Let's see. Trending Isagi Yoichi and Michael Kaiser. Very interesting that Isagi is trending well above Kaiser too. Like, Kaiser's in the 19s while Isagi's in the 31,000s of tweets, I'm presuming. So very, very, very impressive. But also, once again, that does make sense because it's Blue Lock TV and Kaiser was never part of Blue Lock. But let's see. U20 Japan. U20 Japan representative to the Blue Lock Japan. Whoa. I don't think I've ever seen that big. 1,930 comments. All right, let's see. Hold on. What voice do I give this guy? I know I voiced him previously. He's definitely shown up in like the past 100+ reviews I've done. But I actually don't know what voice I gave him. No, do I give him that voice? like, there's a voice I do where I like essentially roll my R's consistently at the back of my throat while also breathing in, and it's the most annoying voice I can muster. And I highly doubt Buddhasata or Buddha Suta Hirotoshi is going to be appearing often. And I'm already going to be doing the Vexed. I'm assuming he's talking to Ego, right? Like this chapter, if I had to hazard a guess, he's probably going to talk to Ego. So I'm probably going to be doing the Vexed voice. Why not? Why not? We're going to have fun here. The economic impact is booming. What money, money, money. The economy grows and Buddha Sutta is delighted. I don't know why I have Buddha Sutta in my head, but no, his name is actually Buddha Sutta. Buddha Sutta is delighted. Whoa. Yen. I know. Let me see. How much? I'm assuming that's 78 billion yen, right? Hold on. 78 billion yen to USD. That is still over $500 million. Okay. I get why he is freaking and geeking. That's crazy. 78 billion. All thanks to the new Eagles League and Real TV, the number of subscribers exploded, and players selling merch at selling like crazy. Relations with people are good. Which the best truly become rich. You know what though? I'm making fun of him. I'm giving him the most horrific voice I can physically muster without like booming my vocal cords or booming my dome. But like if I made that like I wish I could sit here and like be like, yo, the money wouldn't change me. I'd be lying to you. I would just be stone cold like, and obviously, you know, he doesn't reap all these profits directly, but like, considering that's over $500 million, say he gets 1%. As the organizer, I believe he is the current boss. Nobody says relations with people. We know the PIFA president is his boss, but like, assuming he gets not even 1%, because that may still be too high, of that 78 billion. Assuming he gets 0.1%, that is more money than I will probably ever see in my life. like completely other. That's more money than I ever see in my life. So I absolutely get freaking and geeking over this. Like, it is worth it. Let's see. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, he shouldn't show up that. If he shows up more often in this chapter, I will give him a different voice. I promise you that. But I feel like he's the kind of guy who does show up like every 100 chapters or so. Like, I highly doubt we're going to see this guy again for a while. Capitalism is the best. I mean, if you're winning. If you're winning. Because what is it? I feel like zero-sum game is the wrong analogy. What is the term? Or like, in order for someone to win, someone has to lose. Like, there are no participation trophies in capitalism. So it is the best if you're winning. But if you're failing, ooh, it hurts. Let's see. I'm a scientist. Experiments what I do. Yes, you called me. I'm quite busy, so keep it short. Ooh, but you know what? The one thing I have to give respect to Ego, even though he has like kowtowed in a sense, you know, he follows Bursauta's commands because he is the boss, right? He writes the checks. He's allowed Ego to do all this. He still is his own man. Like he doesn't kowtow in the way that many others would to someone who writes all the checks and pays all the bill. Like, to be fair, Blue Lock simply would not exist without Buddha Sutta. Like, that is just a fact. But, in spite of that fact, and in spite of the fact that Ego knows, I think it's half Ego realizing, well, you can't just get rid of me now. I'm the coach. I basically ran this entire thing. Blue Lock TV is only as successful as it is because of me running it. But on top of that, he just has his own sense of self-respect, where he's like, I'm not kowtowing and bowing to you. Of all the players in the world. And this man wouldn't even blink out Noel Noah, once stood rival to him. Obviously, this portly fella here ain't nothing scary. He's something light. And hey, I mean, I get that. Notably, I always believe you should have some self-respect. Even when it comes to, like, it's hard, though. It's hard in, like, the real-life professional world. Because sometimes you're going to have to acquiesce to things you wouldn't want to acquiesce to, just because, like, that's the nature of work. But I'd say have standards. Always have standards for yourself. Even if, like, you think you could, even if there is a high possibility of extreme profit or extreme positives, if it fundamentally goes against your morals or it degrades your character to do so, I've always been like, don't do it. And notably, the reason I always say don't do it is because it's a slippery slope, right? Like, you do something once, and then you're more willing to do it again. And then again. And then again. And then again. And it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Like that really is a take one step too far and then you're just fumbling all the way down the ladder. So I respect Ego here for being like, you may pay the bills, you may be the boss, but keep it quick, little bro. I don't even got time for it. Let's see. Yo, why Ego look, he got it on though, right? Like, yo, I mean, like, he doesn't have the blazer on, but the vest and the tie go kind of crazy, especially with that long behind neck. And I know, actually no, notably, I wouldn't say my neck is actually that long, but geez, Ego, like that thing is like, you would need like 4 hands. But let's see. We acknowledge your achievements. Wait, hold on. Slow down and try to figure out what that acronym means. JFU? Japan Football Underage? Bring JFU, Japan Football, because U20 is under 20. So like Japan Football Under? I'm guessing. If I had to, I think that's what that would be. I was gonna bring it up. Oh, he's one. But you know what? I don't know. But the thing is, though, I am passionate about the real work I do. So like it is different for me. But I don't blame people who do what they do to make a living, or to make more than a living in the case of Borosasa, right? Or Borosuta. He's making fat stacks, all right. But with it being the case, he doesn't care about football. He cares about the bag that comes with football. It's like, and like, hey, sometimes you gotta be like that. I mentioned this, I think literally last review. If astronomy paid well, I'd be an astronomer. Astronomy does not pay well. Unless you, like, once again, you stack things on top of it, or you get famous, like you can do on Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, it's not a well-funded field, and unfortunately, it's only getting less and less funded as time goes on. So your boy didn't take that path. So I'm not shocked that Borosuta, a character who's all about money and them bands, and them fat racks and thick stacks, is like, I have no idea why they like this guy. But his merch is selling like crazy, and he makes fat stacks. Why did you get rid of him? And I mean, like, that is the thing, right? I mentioned in the Nagi comeback video, and even in previous reviews, right? There is that meta-narrative and in-narrative Nagi popularity, right? Even with him absolutely fumbling the bag for 3 games after his initial one, he still did score the goal of the century. I think it's the best goal in the D-League League? No, I think it's number 2. Once again, I can't knock it too low, but the Kaiser Impact meniscus, I believe, like that's just, or meniscus, whatever it is, the upside down bicycle kick, that's always going to be my number 1. It's currently my number 1 goal in the series. I know a lot of people still have Shido's goal as their number 1. I know a lot of people have Nagi's goal as their number 1. But for me, it's like the Kaiser upside down bicycle kick, a decent gap, Nagi's goal, a decent gap, and then like everything else, including Shido's goal. Like I'd actually have to go through and like reread and check all the goals in the series to have my solid opinion. Obviously, Shido's goal stands out. His own up backwards bicycle kick, but like I still need more. I don't know. I feel like there are other goals I like more, either due to their narrative context or even some of their presentation, which is crazy to say considering how crazy the Shido presentation in U20 was. But with it being the case, Borosuta being this way makes absolute sense, and he is just a popular character in and out of universe. But let's see what I'm assuming you just doesn't care, right? Like, he made it 23 for a reason. He made it 23 for a reason. Let's see. Wait, so I almost went to immediately go do Borosuta's voice. Let's see. These are the rules. It's done already. People are typing, bring Nagi back, and Ego was so cruel. All social media all over the world. He's a money-making machine. Make him play once again. And I get, once again, it's weird to say, and I know I probably shouldn't be understanding. Well, I guess that's the thing, right? It's the logical part of me that's like, you know, Borosuta is kind of spitting, right? Especially considering, once again, since I know the requirements, or at least I'm not sure if it matches the Blue Lock World, maybe it's different in there. But hold on, hold on, let me view this real quick. My apologies, my right wrist was looking a little bit bare, so you know I had to acquire the drip. But with it being the case, I ultimately know at least in real life, you can get 26 players for the U20 World Cup. Ego stopping at 23 is purposeful, because like you don't have to register the max amount, but at the same time it does leave room for Nagi, it leaves room for Sei, it leaves room for even another player after that. So like there is possibility of it. But once again, I just don't see Ego going for it in particular, right? Like Borusato would have to force it. That was my big thing when I was talking about Nagi's hypothetical return through Borusuta. It would have to be forced by him. Like, Ego himself would not do it. Especially, like, remember, this man crashed out on live television in front of who knows how many millions of people over this teenager and him fumbling the bag. Like he did that. he was literally crashing out for an entire chapter. There's no way that Ego would willingly bring Nagi back. Like, there'd have to be a threat of him, I don't know, being executed in front of people for him to actually do it. And even then, I feel like he would stand his ground. Let's see. I can probably once again. That won't happen, money-hungry Tanuki. What? I'm here to bring Japan victory. I'm here to bring Japan victory. I swear I can read, I'm so sorry. I'm mistranslating. Let's see. I'm here to bring Japan to victory in the World Cup. I'm the god in this project. I mean, not really. Especially in regards to like the top 23. Ego, you by the very system you set up, you didn't even really get to choose who the top 23 were. It was the clubs in their bids, right? Like, and I'm not saying Ego would have picked anyone else different, right? We just don't know. Ego, despite having been in the narrative since chapter 1, like, we just don't know enough about Ego to see, like, if he would have his own top 23 and he would swap out a player here, a player there. But very specifically, Ego, the moment it became Blue Lock TV, you kind of lost control. Like, obviously, you know, he orchestrated it in the way that, like, oh, these masters will bring their egos down to my players, and my players will absorb those egos and evolve drastically, which they did. But at the same time, Ego, you personally haven't trained them in however long the Neo Aegis League was. I completely forget how long it is in Universe, but like, we have 50 days until the World Cup, or at least like a little under 50 days. So I think it was at least like, you haven't trained them in like a month at minimum. Really, I mean, I think it's been way more than a month, but like, you haven't trained them in a while. And once again, not only have you not trained them, but also you didn't even pick them. So to claim that you are the god in this project is kinda insane and just inaccurate. Like you are the reason they got to the point where they were capable for the Neo Aegis League, and you are the reason that they got to the point where they're capable for the U20 match to even win their chance to make the Neo Aegis League, and then by proxy the U20 World Cup. Like, you are definitely responsible for that. You're the foundation, but at least specifically, Blue Lock has now evolved beyond you in a sense, Ego, right? Like. It's no longer your small little pet project that you ran by trapping a bunch of high schoolers in one place. It's now your little pet project where you trapped a whole bunch of high schoolers in one place that reached the entire world. So, like, you're an administrator. I wouldn't really say you're a god. Let's see. Oh, Henri. It's been a hot minute. Let's see. Oh, interesting 4-man crew up here. Why these 4? I think if that's Aiku, I think that's Rin, that's Isagi, and that's Sendo. Well, I guess that does make sense, because Sendo was the former ace of the U20 Japan team. Aiku was the original captain. Rin was I think he was the captain. I think he was the captain of Japan in the U20 match. And Isagi was his lieutenant, his supporting player, and of course is the hero of Blue Locks. I think that does actually, the line does make sense. But let's see, Henri, it's been a while. Let's see. I'm going from the Borusuta voice, from the Vexen voice, to the Henri voice. Sweet Mother Mercy, my vocal range is being tested. Let's see. We have created Blue Lock, dreaming of the world's best. In Phase 1, we chose 35 players from 300. After the battle... Oh. Okay. Sorry, that was just a weirdly flowing sentence. In Phase 1, we chose 35 players from 300. After the battle against U20 Japan, in Phase 2, the Neo Aegis League, players were narrowed down to 23. Now, it's time for Phase 3, the beginning of the U20 World Cup. Yeah, okay, so I was right. It is Aiku, Sendo, or Aiku, Rin, Isagi, and Sendo. But this is making me wonder, it's not actually just these 23, right? Right? Like, narrowed it down to 23, but Sei is playing, right? Like, I've seen a lot of people say Sei isn't playing. And I think someone explained it to me. I think Say actually does legally qualify to play for Spain. So like that is a possibility. But I feel like having Say as an antagonist and not an ally would be kind of weird at this point, especially considering he was already acknowledging Blue Lock as a project well before the New Ignis League, before numerous players got various amps, and he already acknowledged Cheeto well before that as well. So like, it'd be weird for him not to play, especially considering he is, you know, under 20 and from Japan. But I guess, once again, the main reason why a lot of people are hesitant to have Say here is because we already have Hiyori, which is essentially Say at home. Right? Like, let's be completely real. Hiyori is just Say at home. But at the same time, I'd actually like to have them both. So I am wondering if we're not going to field Say and we're going to save him for the main World Cup. That could be the case. That could be the case. But I don't know. We'll see. Now it's time for Phase 3, the beginning of the U20 World Cup. I think their patterns should all be matching. I don't know, like, the pinstripe suit does kind of go crazy. Henri, I'm not going to lie, the pinstripe blazer. And in fact, the fact that it goes over the vest and the coat and it all lines up nice. I know it's just like an artistic thing by Demoto, but still, very, very nice fit. But he should have at least been wearing the same thing as he. But then I guess, you know, she's the administrator, not necessarily the player. So I guess it actually makes sense that they're different, but at least seemingly the same color. The beginning of the U20 World Cup. It will be hosted here in Japan. The entire thing? The entire thing? Really? Is that how that works? Well, I guess I think so, yeah, because I know like their stadium's built for the world. I never thought about it that way. So the U20 World Cup will be taking place. So yeah, this is Japan truly is becoming the hottest place in the world for soccer. So Ego, he's been cooking. Let's see. It'll be hosted here in Japan. 64. How many rounds is that? 64, then 32, then 16, then 8, then 4, then 1. Is that right? Is that 6 rounds? Am I stupid? Am I stupid? Hold on. 64, 32. You just keep dividing by 2, right? So 34, or no, shit, I'm stupid. 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. So yeah, that's 6 rounds. So, that's interesting. But that does make it, so that does confirm automatically that the U20 World Cup will be longer than the New Ignis League. Well, actually, yeah, it will be longer than the New Ignis League, because unlike the New Ignis League, we're going to have to see every single game that Japan participates in, because Isagi's there now. So we're going to get 6 rounds. So, honestly, I'm not sure if that's going to mean faster or slower pacing. Because so far, each phase of Blue Lock, right, has been 150 chapters. We had Phase 1, we had Phase 2, the New Ignis League. So we're entering Phase 3. But are we really going to... So let's see. Say there is 150 chapters again. And there are 6 matches, including the final, which we know is going to take a while. That means... Let me do some quick math in my dome. That's 25 chapters per match? Is that math right? I think that math is right. Am I stupid? Am I stupid? No, yeah, 25 chapters. Yeah, because it's 150. 25 chapters per match. That does feel really fast-paced. I'm not sure, like, if Phase 3 does actually end up being 300 chapters, or 150 chapters, I feel like that's really, really fast-paced. So I think the Phase 3 will be a longer phase than ever before, because it has to be. If there's 64 countries participating, like if it was just 32, there'd be 5, and then we would be able to bump the chapter count up to 30. But I don't know. Interesting. Let's see. It'll be hosted here in Japan. 64 countries will attend, the biggest number in history, starting with Brazil. Okay. So Brazil has unknowns. But let's see. France, led by Loki, who competed. Oh. So he is playing. Oh, that may not be good. Are they ready for Loki? I don't think they are. Even with the whole Blue Lock crew together, I don't think, like, it really depends who the rest of Loki's team is, but see, if it's Loki x Charles, they may get violent. Wait. Maybe my whole idea of them losing the New Ignis League is a lot more valid than I thought, or you losing the U20 World Cup. The fact that Loki's participating at all is actually kind of crazy. Oh, no. Wait. Germany with Michael Kaiser. Notably, Kaiser definitely still is, at least in my opinion, one of the strongest players in the series. But I think they can beat Kaiser and Ness and Eric and I think and Grim. Like they got that. That should be some light work. Let's see. In the homeland of football, England, Spain, Italy. We know Luna can't participate because he's not under 20. So notably, we're gonna get some completely new cast of characters for at least Spain, Italy, and Brazil. Those three will get entirely different casts, because so far every single player we've seen from there is above 20. Like Lavahino, England has Prince, Spain, Italy. Like ultimately, I think there is they're all too old to participate in the U20 World Cup. So we're going to get completely new threats. So I'm assuming we won't actively be engaging with Loki or Kaiser until like the later rounds, right? So I mentioned it's 6 rounds. I don't see us running into Kaiser or Loki until round like 4 or 5. That's the earliest I see. I don't even see us hitting them in round 3. We have so many other casts introduced now. Let's see. Homeland of football, Spain, England, Spain, Italy. The new generation, World 11, will also gather. Interesting. But we already know 3 of them. Oh, but that does imply that Sei's gonna be back, right? The new generation World 11. So that does include Sei. So is he gonna play for Japan or not? Like quick tickle my toes. I need to know. Let's see. Powerful enemies never seen before will challenge them as Blue Lock Japan. Okay, so that's gonna be interesting. So far, we've met the defender, the midfielder, and the striker of the new Gen 11. That leaves a whole bunch of positions open. I'm very interested to see what a new Gen 11 goalie is gonna look like, especially against a team full of strikers. And that's mainly it, because they'll be all the other major positions. At least the 3 main ones that come to mind: midfielder, striker, and defender. Like they're all somewhat covered. But I'm interested to see what ends up filling out their team, especially considering we're gonna see Lorenzo presumably operate without a Barrow. We're gonna see Michael have to operate on his own in a new system that he has to reforge from the ground up with Ness. We're going to see Loki just actively engage in the game for once, and not just be standing around and ore farming. So I'm excited. Let's see. We'll challenge them as Blue Lock Japan. We have only one goal. Victory. They're going to lose. They have to lose this. There's no way they win. I mean, like, thing is though, you know what? They actually could. Now, here's the thing. You know what throws a wrench into my idea of them losing? Loki. Loki being here now entirely flips the script. Because I thought Loki was going to be banned. like being completely honest, I thought this was like a regulation 1 for all my VGC players out there. You know how restricted Pokemon exist and like they get banned in the first run of VGC? I thought Loki was going to be like a legend, a box legendary. Like, you just cannot use him in round 1. You have to wait until round 2. AKA, you can't have Loki in U20 World Cup. We weren't going to get him until actual World Cup. But now that Loki is here, he does serve as a really good final boss. Because remember, and I'm not sure what the common consensus is, I don't think Blue Lock's ending after U20 World Cup. I think it goes U20 World Cup, Club Arc, Real World Cup to overcome Noel Noah, to overcome Luna, to overcome Lavahino, to overcome all the Masters, and also to see Snuffy again. Like, there's so many different things that kind of need to happen in an actual World Cup arc. I feel like the U20 World Cup cannot cover, but with Loki being positioned as the final boss and not Kaiser or something like that, ultimately, I think it may be time for Blue Lock to have to level up their game and surpass the man with a godly speed in his legs, Julian Loki. But alright, Henri standing on business, I respect it. I feel bad for the character of Henri. She's like the only female character. So she just gets woof. Nomura goes absolutely insane with her half the time. But also, she just has to get that much screen time because Blue Lock's just not that kind of manga. Let's see. You're kidding. I'm God here. Who comes with her to make the pile whole country? Make the pile the whole country in a short time. I'm going to hold Japanese soccer. You're just a dreamer. My higher place is God. Now, I need both of y'all to take your own meat out your mouth. That is actually, I feel like that's one of the craziest things I've said. And I've said a lot of crazy things on this channel. But both of y'all need to hop off your own tips. You're doing somersaults on your own meat, and it's impressive, admittedly, physically. Like, I didn't know people could bend that far. But calling either yourselves deities when you both answer to higher powers, like, that's actually kind of crazy. That's actually genuinely insane. But once again, in a way, Borusuta is not entirely incorrect, right? He is the facilitator. It's why ultimately I don't blame people for kowtowing to their boss a little bit, because they sign the checks. You ain't getting paid unless there's a check to be signed. That's just how that stuff works. And Borusuta is the one who facilitated all this, right? Like, Blue Lock would not exist without his involvement. Not Blue Lock TV, not Japan hosting the U20 World Cup, none of that. No, Blue Lock, the concept. Not the manga, but the concept would not exist without Borusuta. So, like, in the hierarchy, even if I think both of them are doing crazy tricks and twists on their own tips right now, Borusuta is the one who has breathed life into Blue Lock, essentially. He, from the ashes of Japan Soccer World, he did decide to light the match that is Ego. So, I guess technically Borusuta is the more correct one here. But let's see. This is an order. Bring Nagi back. I feel like Ego still ain't go full. Like, once again, it needs to be a real threat, right? Ultimately, we know Ego simply does not respect Borusuta. It needs to be a real, tangible threat in order for Ego to fold. So let's see. Okay. Darn. Scientist, if so, I quit. Huh? According to the plan, I'm creating the best representative for Japan to win the World Cup. I'm not going to change any chosen players. Sashiro Nagi is out. But is Sei in? Like, I love Nagi, but is Sei... Like, that's the thing. You gotta use him, right? Like, even if you say, well, he's redundant. We already have Hiyori. He's just better Hiyori. Like, I'm not even gonna... Don't get me wrong. Sei... U20 Sei has definitely been power cut by Neo Ego's scaling, but unfortunately, or fortunately, Sei has more than enough narrative backing and enough implications of holding back, and obviously just countless statements from Rin, who's currently, I'm gonna say it, even as the mightiest Isagi investor you've ever heard of, Rin is the mightiest singular player, and even he's like, Sei, still above me definitively. Even, arguably that was before his like reawakening to pure destroy mode, but regardless, Sei is definitely still relevant. And obviously, it's good to have two Hioris rather than one, just like it's good to have two Seis rather than one. So having both of them on the field supporting whoever they feel like supporting, that's actually still good, because they all have the tactical mind and willpower and passing ability that could be needed. It's never, well, obviously there is such thing as too much is a good thing, but in this case, it's not really a viable statement to say that it would be too much to have Sei and Hiyori on the same team. So I want to know if Ego's actually going to use Sei, because he did acknowledge him previously. Sashiro Nagi is out, and we've made that foolish promise, right? Huh? I can select only 23 players. I won't choose Sashiro Nagi. I won't. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that is clarification on what the deal was. So this may just have boomed Nagi's chances, right? I can select only 20. Wait. So are we really not using Sei? He's gonna have to show up on another team. He's gonna have to show up in Spain, right? Like, did he spend 5 years in Spain? Maybe he did. I actually forget how long he spent in Spain. I believe 5 years is a requirement, right? Like, you need to be there for half a decade in order to be able to play for their national team. But I guess that's the case. If he truly is only limited to 23 players despite the 26 player limit, I guess Sei may not be playing in the U20 World Cup. They may lose. Back once again, even Loki's the final boss. That's the thing. Loki could exist as a run back. Like, his existence, I will admit, did throw a whole wrench into my idea of Blue Lock losing here. But at the same time, they could definitely still lose and then get saved by the real World Cup and then get a massive amp in order to deal with Loki. But I don't know. That's kind of crazy. All right. Only 23? Only 3? Huh. Let's see. I won't choose Sashiro Nagi. I won't. That means we'll get a chance to see Loki versus Rin Itoshi, right? As mighty and as powerful as Rin is, and as mighty as powerful as Blue Lock has become, I still think Loki still bends them all over and gives them the most godly vicious backshots I've ever seen. even Shigiri, Zantetsu, Korona, Yukimaya, like these speedsters of Blue Lock, I don't think they really compare to Loki. So it may sound cool to see Loki versus Rin, but I feel like Loki's just gonna absolutely speed diff him. Like, and I know the allegations. Oh, this is the allegation Isagi himself gave. He's just a pace merchant. He's just a pace merchant. You say that like that's a bad thing. You say that like him being a pace merchant is like awful or a weakness. No, being like, dare I say, there's no scenario where you don't want to be fast. Like what you outside of like aging and like dying. Like what? When on earth do you not want to be fast? When do you not want to be a pace merchant? Name me one activity where you don't want to be a pace merchant that has any sort of physicality. You always want to be fast. So yeah, Loki, he may be a little bit too busted. Let's see. In a showdown between Kaiser and Isagi. Okay, y'all got a whole bunch of that in the new Aegis League though. I mean, obviously they'll be on different teams this time, but like, I feel like that's a little. I mean, I guess that's the main thing to call out though. In a matchup between Lorenzo and other New Gen 11 versus Blue Lock. That's the thing, right? Lorenzo did actually play, despite having such a strong start, he actually did play a really lax and passive game for the most part in Ubers. So I guess them being like, hey, Lorenzo against literally anybody, because he didn't really ever set up a specific dynamic or rivalry with anybody in the same way that Kaiser did. And notably Loki didn't either. I think that is just like a random thing. I think I am just so focused on Kaiser actually having a connection, but ultimately, yeah, he's just not the case. Let's see. And the other New Gen 11 versus Blue Lock. Yes. Originally, the U20 World Cup was a way for players under the age of 20 to earn their right to play on the world stage. Yep, see, there's some of the translations. The word stage. Let's see. But this time it will be different. Thanks to the Neo Aegis League and Blue Lock TV, the profile of this generation will be world class, even in the soccer world, which is actually true. Like, once again, the Blue Lockers are cracked. Are they the strongest in the world? No. But they are still very, very cracked. Let's see. This U20 World Cup will be a big event on the level of the real World Cup. I mean, I guess, right? With 64 teams, like, what's the maximum of regular World Cup participants that there have been? Like, that actually is crazy. And where are they going to host all these people? Where are they going to build? Let's see. Ah, I see. So, like a super big Koshien. I have no idea what that is. Let's see. Can you feel this? Look at them, fighting on level playing field with world-class players. The times are changing. Japan's victory in the U20 World Cup is no longer a pipe dream. You know what? I like that both Sendo and Aiku are smiling, but Isagi and Rin both are kind of just like, not everything requires a reaction. Like, they are really, really calm and like really, really chill. Which is interesting, but hey, I mean, I respect it. Sometimes you just gotta vibe out. Let's see. From now on, it's our turn to change dreams into reality. Yo, Ari, why is she Loki spitting bars right now? But hey, I respect it though. I respect it. Yeah, it is no longer a pipe dream. Do they win? Like, that's the thing. Do they win though? I mean, they could. Oh, I don't know. But let's see. It's our turn to change dreams into reality. Oh, wait, I clicked the completely wrong thing. Okay, so yeah, now he's done. He's done. That was his last chance. Unless something absolutely insane happens, Bodhisattva acquiescing the ego to make sure he doesn't quit. That's it. It's cooked. It's cooked. Now he's cooked. He's done. All right. I'm like, something insane literally has to happen. Something like genuinely unprecedented. You know what I could see happening? And once again, this is the Nagi Namor in me. I could definitely see the peaceful world president himself being like, hey, ego, I see you locked off Nagi. No. If you don't bring him back, I will bar Japan from participating in the U20 World. Like, I mean, that would be that'd be way too crazy and like way too highly invested for the people world president to be. But that's like Nagi fans. And it's me, I'm not even. That's Nagi fans' last hope at this point. Bodhisattva acquiesced. I want to accept more disobedience. You're accepting this level of disobedience, which is more than enough. Let's see. If you won't give the planet a victory, you're expired from the West. So do they have to win? Like, are we firing Ego? Is that a thing we're doing? I don't know. I still don't think we're cooked just yet. I still think Ego's gonna be fine some way or another. Let's see. Yeah. Oh wait, nope, wrong voice. Scientist. Yeah, that was my plan. Win in the U20 World Cup, and then I'll make Japan the center of football. Okay, so he's like, oh, I'm not just going to stop there. I'm going to dip my toes into everything so juicy and delicious. Okay, Ego. I'm going to make the best exclusive content in the world. I mean, anything to chase that bag. I mean, I can't, like, once again, as a consummate bag chaser myself, I can't exactly disrespect bag chasing. Sometimes when the bag be running, you gotta chase it. If the bag is doing the dash and making it go fast, sometimes you gotta forget about the fame and not care about them bands. You gotta get on running before it escapes to somebody else's mans, bruh. Chase your bag, bruh. And you know, it's sad to say that, right? Because you can't take it with you. You gotta enjoy it while you have it, and then realize you'll die eventually without it, or without it. But at the same time, man, sometimes that bag chasing is all you can do. But alright, very interesting. So we're essentially back to square zero, except the hope of Nagi coming back to Borusuta is dead. Like, that's what this chapter does. It's like, hey, you want Nagi to come back to this guy? You thought he had power over Ego? Yeah, good luck with that. But alright. And he does have some power. He's threatening to fire him, but we'll see. Now, lastly, a word from Yoichi Isagi. Blue Locks are... My glorious juicy king, yes! Okay, this is a nice little symbolic #1 thing over him. So he is Blue Lock's representative. So is he gonna be captain? I mean, probably not. He's probably just the representative, like the face of the company, but he's not actually the leader of it. But, and I think Isagi actually would make a pretty good captain at this point. But regardless, my boy, he's come so far. He was fodder. He was at the bottom of it all, but now he's him enough to be the representative. That's my baby boy. I feel like a proud father. I feel prego. Let's see. Okay, he grabs the mic. We will win. Okay. We will win. I, Isagi Yoichi, will make the U20 World Cup the hottest place in the football world. That's my boy. Ooh, what is this though? What is this? Oh, that's just the fire of aura and stuff like that. The fiery aura. But all right, shout outs to Isagi, man. He is sticking to it. He's determined to be that guy, and I respect it. I was like, all the cameras are flashing. Aiku's grinning, Sendo's grinning, and Rin's like, I could not care. Thank the heavens he did not make that man the representative. He simply would not care. Let's see. Everyone, please stay tuned. It's the start of a newborn Blue Lock Japan. 47 days left to the U20 World Cup. And we cut back to Nagi's. It has to be the people president. Like what? Like, or he's just gonna take the offer from that club and go have his own off-screen training arc. Let's see. To be continued in the Patron of Dreams. Ooh, interesting title for the next chapter. The Patron of Dreams, the U20 World Cup. Isagi, who retained his fire, and Nagi contrasting him. The world of Blue Lock is far away. Alright. That's the end of the chapter. A W chapter. Once again, it does feel interesting. We keep dancing around Nagi as if he's gonna be relevant somehow. Maybe. But looks as with episode 9 ending. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But big bodacious round booty butt cheeks. I like this chapter. I like this chapter for what it does. Notably, I do find myself kind of embarrassed to be somewhat understanding and aligning with Borusuta at all. But, and I keep saying Buddha. It's Buddha Suta, not Borusuta. Buddha Suta. But I get both sides of it. I get Ego's determination to do his own thing in his own way, how he views himself. Even if I think he's hopping on his own tip a little bit, I understand why he's like, I'm in control. We made this promise. This is in my contract. I'm built this way, and I'm going to do as I please. And if you won't let me, I will literally quit right now. You know I don't care. And I like how Buddha Suta does acquiesce, though he admits that he still does have a degree of power that is relevant. He controls the money. He signs the checks. And this conflict very specifically ends with these two aura farming on each other and essentially agreeing to work together in a sense, right? Ego will bring victory, Burasuto will bring money, and I respect that. And obviously, I am excited to see Henri get the chance to pop off and flex on Blue Lock a little bit, and to once again see Isagi Yoichi reach into that place where he stands unrivaled at the pinnacle. Well, not that unrivaled, obviously, he's got rivals, but he stands at the peak of the mountain, and is the one declaring for the entire world to know that this place, Japan, will become the future of football. And once again, ending it with Nagi, who sits alone, isolated, and empty, in comparison to the man who retained his fire. So overall, this chapter was straight fire. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave no more gods. That's a soft little reference to the famous House of M extinction event, No More Mutants, but leave no more gods in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. So leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notifications will not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below, you support me for as well as one, kind of one, don't mind. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks include the live reactions to the series I have to review, have variations of all my videos, and if you become a $12 patron or a $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, do a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below, and drop 5 minutes for a short video, 20 beans long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier XZ, Zara, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Gyomi, Yuki Ally, Buddha Uda, Azo 2404, Planet Crone, G Prosper, Nevis 97, and Ollie. I'd like to give a big old thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Nirvana Igneal, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, and A+A. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our Ink tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, Euchia, Carlo Alaimo, and Grim. And then I'd like to give a big old hefty thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. And then I'd like to give a big old thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz. And then I'd finally like to give a giga super duper kidney sacrificing thank you to our ultimate, that guy with a Calvin Elder.